Warning. This program may contain material of an explicit or graphic nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
Broadcasting undead from the B Ward, this is the Post-Mortem Show. I'm Dom.
And I'm JD. And today, it's the return, part 2 of our monster mashups. You may remember, if you've been listening to the show for a while now, episode 50, we did our monster mashups, combining a non-horror movie with an existing horror movie, and writing the script for this crazy crossover.
Frankenstein and that shit.
Writing basically pitch scripts,
Yeah.
For a crazy crossover horror movie. So, looking forward to this. This is one of our most popular top 5s we've ever done.
This is Monster Mash. Monster Mashups Part 2. Erection Boogaloo.
I love that. All right. So, we have we're going to be a little bit short-winded this episode till we get to the Monster Mashups because of the fact that it takes a while.
it might revolve around some tangents.
So, we have some horror news and we have some Der Screener Schnitzel.
Der Screener Schnitzel.
We were sent some shorts, which we'll get into reviewing.
Somebody sent us their underwear.
But before we get into that, we got a little bit of horror news. Horror news.
So the Red Band trailer for the new Day of the Dead remake entitled Day of the Dead Bloodline was released, and it's very gory. Some of the acting looks a little questionable, though the actor playing Bub looks creepy as hell. But the special effects look to be 100% practical, and I think it's going to be a bloodbath. We've got people biting chunks of flesh out of each other, ripping guts out, blood splattering everywhere.
So it looks like it's going to be a fitting tribute.
Yeah.
Kind of like the new Dawn of the Dead was good. I thought that was pretty good. The Dawn of the Dead remake?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
A lot better than the other Day of the Dead remake they did. Did you see that one with the guy that gets fucked by a Zeb in Pulp Fiction?
Yeah.
And what's her name? The girl from American Pie.
Yeah.
We're in this one Day of the Dead remake, and it was garbage,
man. Terrible.
Yeah.
The guy that they got to play Bub, like, he looks like a cross between Bub and Lon Chaney in London After Dark.
Oh, that's
With,
cool.
like, that creepy smile
like
face.
Like Fido, kind of?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. I'm looking forward to that. I'll check it out. I'm a little bit tired of zombies, though, because it's Walking Dead. It's just... it's infiltrated pop culture, and it's just been cloned and cloned and cloned.
Yeah,
so.
It's another one of those things where if you're not really adding something new to the genre, don't do it.
Yeah, and it's cheap, so that's why people do it.
Yeah.
So just like vampires. So a massive game-changing deal that's sending shockwaves throughout the entertainment industry and even beyond, even though a lot of people knew it was coming. The announcement was officially made this morning. Disney has purchased most of 21st Century Fox assets.
Not Fox News.
No. Shelling out a whopping $52.4 billion for the assets.
Jesus.
Which means now Disney owns Alien and Predator.
Yep.
Disney presents Alien vs. Predator with DreamWorks. Completely fucking... I could have been on the Monster Mashup, but...
It could have.
God, you know what?
Being stranger than fiction.
Now I have no interest in ever seeing another Alien or Predator movie.
Yeah?
It's dead to me.
Well, I mean,
it's going to be so sanitized if Disney has their hands on it.
Maybe not. It's going to be because Disney owns like a lot of other film companies.
Disney prevents Vomit Gore 5.
Well, if someone's puking in a Mickey Mouse hat and then putting it on their head, I'm down with that.
And an octopus on top.
Yeah. I'm just excited that Marvel finally has X-Men back and can fucking do them some real justice.
Oh, because they were kind of split?
Yeah.
Does Disney own Marvel?
20th Century Fox owned Fantastic Four, X-Men, and a couple other... Deadpool and a couple other properties. And Disney owns Marvel Pictures, Marvel Studios. Not the comic book company, but the...
So they were
films.
not going to be able to do any more Deadpool kind of comic book movies then.
Or they're going to. You know, I mean, Deadpool made a shitload of money, and the bottom line is that's what Disney wants.
That's true, but they have their standards and practices, basically, you know, so we'll see. I think it's going to sanitize the whole thing. I give it 2 thumbs down.
Yeah.
No more aliens, no more predators for me.
Well, I mean, Ridley Scott was content to fucking ruin aliens anyway.
That's true, yeah.
So, the much lauded by me, great granddaddy of ghost hunting horror movies, Ghost Watch, is finally available for mass consumption by the public. It's now streaming on Shudder in all of its unedited glory. Buried by the BBC after its Halloween night broadcast, scared unsuspecting Brits literally to death, this movie has never had an official home release until now. So if you've got Shudder, go check out Ghost Watch and watch them fucking lay the groundwork for all the shit that you see now.
Yeah, I want to check out Ghost Watch. You reviewed it a while back, and I still haven't seen it, but maybe with this wide release, I can finally get my hands on it. So
I'm thinking about getting Shudder anyway because, like, as I mentioned a couple episodes back, like, I don't have time to watch really shitty movies all the time, you know? And Netflix, I've pretty much run through the gambit of what they've got until they get some new shit. So I'm hoping that maybe now that I'm running my streaming media off of my Xbox as opposed to a computer, maybe Shudder will work a little bit better, and it might be worth that $4 a month.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, with Amazon, you do get kind of a little break on the price, don't you?
I don't pay for my Amazon Prime. So
yeah. Well, Amazon has add-ons. Like, you can add Shudder to your Amazon.
Yeah.
Bundled.
That's true, yeah.
So once you should do that, if you're not paying for it, and whoever's paying for it, you just add it to theirs.
Yeah.
Without them knowing.
Whoever I'm pirating it from.
Yeah. Then you have Shudder for free.
I just log in on my dad's shit and watch it there. You know, he doesn't use it for anything.
Well, this is our last episode before Christmas.
Yep.
So I'm only going to have one more piece of news this week. Because it's not really news, but I'm just going to talk about 5 horror-related Christmas legends from different countries. Because I'm in the Yuletide spirit.
That's right.
So, Krampus, as we know, Krampus comes from the German word for claw. It's a half-goat, half-demon with cloven hooves and a long tongue who would visit the houses of naughty children. While there, he would beat them with birch branches or whip before taking them back to his lair to live forever. While there, he would beat them and torture them some more.
Yeah.
That's the story of Krampus. Everyone knows that one.
I tried to explain Krampus to the kids this weekend, and they could not fathom why something like that would exist. I'm like, it's to keep people from being bastards.
Yeah. It's like the concept of heaven and hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't do this, because that's bad.
Right.
So, you ever heard of Belsnickel?
Belsnickel? No.
Origins go way back to the early 1800s.
Wait, no, that's when... That's when someone sucks on your balls, but then moves their tongue and tongues your anus too, right?
I was gonna say that if you're getting a blowjob by somebody with Bell's palsy, but so Belsnickel origins go way back to the 1800s. He's a cantankerous old man who would deliver cakes, candies, and nuts to the good children, and whip the bad children with a switch on Christmas Eve.
Delivering nuts, huh?
He's Belsnickel's nuts. That's a rating system.
That's right.
What about Perchta? Have you heard of Perchta?
No.
It's a dual-gendered spirit who may appear either as a beautiful woman or a haggard crone, depending on how you act all year.
Okay.
She would visit homes throughout the 12 days of Christmas and determine, like so many of the other characters in the list, whether or not the children have behaved all year. If they had, she would leave them a silver coin. If they hadn't, she would slit their bellies open, remove their guts, and stuff the hole with straw and pebbles.
Jesus.
You don't want Perch to come and buy your kid's
No.
house. What about Gryla?
Nope.
Heard of that? Originating in Iceland, it's a giantess who's able to send misbehaving children all year round to where she comes from. So, to Iceland.
Okay.
Ooh.
It's a 50-foot tall Bjork.
She keeps a record of those children and eats them as a snack during Christmas time.
Huh.
So,
Pops them like chicken nuggets.
Cannibalistic Bjorks. That's a better rating system.
Can of Bjorks.
Can of Bjorks. Knecht Ruprecht has been mentioned as a companion of Santa Claus, but he would go from house to house and ask the children to pray. If they did, he would give them a treat, such as apples or nuts. A lot of nuts in this.
A lot of nut giving, yeah.
A lot of giving children the nuts on Christmas Eve. But if they didn't, he would give them useless trinkets like coal, sticks, or trash.
None of those things are useless.
The worst would come if they refused to even try to pray. He would beat them with a giant bag of ashes that he carried around.
Wow.
It said he would also leave a switch for their parents to beat them with during the year after he left.
So atheist kids getting fucked up.
Don't you even try to pray. I'm going to beat you with my sack of ashes.
Wow. That's fucked up.
And that's it for my little segment on horror Christmas legends.
All right.
Merry Christmas.
You've got some legends. I've got some real-world news. So NPR reports that over the last decade, 13 human feet have washed up on the shore near Sook, Canada on Vancouver Island. The most recent foot, with lower leg bones attached, was encountered by a man walking his dog in the town of Jordan River. The explanation for this phenomena is that there are likely hundreds of dead bodies floating around in the waters of the Northwest at any given time due to the massive population of the area, combined with accidents, drowning, suicide, and occasional foul play. The cold Pacific Northwestern waters preserve the bodies, but they eventually break up over time. While most of the parts sink to the bottom, shoes act as flotation devices and cause the attached feet to float towards land again. The owner of the current foot and their fate are currently under investigation, but coroners in British Columbia state that 8 of the last dozen feet were found to have belonged to people who did not die as a result of foul play. Local authorities have asked that if you do find a foot on the shore, leave it there and contact the police to come and remove it.
It's the Christmas season. What better thing to stuff a stocking with than a foot?
Yeah, than a foot.
It's a foot-shaped receptacle.
It's like it was made for that.
It was made for a severed foot.
Yeah.
That's
just Christmas gifts from the ocean.
That's rock from Iceland or whatever the fuck it was. That's their calling card.
Leaving the foot behind.
Leaving the foot in your stocking if you're bad. All right, that's it for horror news. We will be back with the Screener Schnitzel after this.
Hi, thanks for listening to the Postmortem Podcast. If you want to support us, go to our website at www.postmortemshow.com and click the Amazon link.
By clicking on the Amazon banner, Amazon will give a small percentage of the purchase price of your item back to the Postmortem Podcast at no additional cost to you. That's right. Doesn't cost you any money, we get money. You want us to keep doing this? You want more Doug Jones talk? You want more dick and fart talk? I don't care. We're going to do it.
Fund our filthy, filthy habits.
Yes, and they are many and they are fast.
And most of them aren't legal.
Yes. Click the banner. Just do it.
Come on, don't be a dick. Give us money.
Der Screener Schnitzel.
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 Der Screener Schnitzel. This week we have for our Der Screener Schnitzel segment 4 short films by Andrew J.D. Robinson.
Yeah.
He bears the name.
He is. He's marked.
He
has the mark.
One of us. Eat the egg. One of us. Just like your experience in Ohio. You must eat the egg and you will be bared with the mark.
If you don't eat the egg, you'll get gang raped by Ohio rednecks.
And that's what we've come to learn.
Yeah.
So these are really short films, no pun intended, but a couple minutes each.
I think the longest one was like 6 minutes long.
Longest one was about 6 minutes, so I'm not really going to give them a rating or anything like that per segment. Just kind of tell you about them and where you can check them out, you know. First one was called Sightings. Man has to find out what really happened to their missing daughter. I thought that one was pretty well done.
Yeah.
Good practical effects in that, too.
Yeah.
And just, it seems like there's a lot of promise on knowing how to film things. Too.
Right.
Not just necessarily like the quality of the gore or things like that, but like, you know,
his
coming
camera
up
work
with the
is
concept.
good.
His camera work and editing is good, yeah. So, anything else you could say about Sightings?
The acting was also really good on this.
Oh, the acting across the board is pretty good in
Yeah.
all these for short films like this.
Yeah, however he's casting these people, whether they're friends of his or he's going through casting agency or whatever, he's getting solid actresses and actors to
Escort
play
services?
the role. Yeah, escort service. I mean, you got to be a good actress to be an escort. But yeah, that was the first thing that really struck me. Is usually when you've got independently produced short films, it's going to suffer on the acting.
Yeah,
because good actors are expensive.
Yeah, because you can't afford them.
Yeah,
you know?
but this did not suffer there.
I think it was my favorite one.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think that was my favorite one out of all of them.
I think it was probably my second favorite one. And we'll get into my favorite one later.
All right. So we'll get into the next one. It's called A Walk Home Alone. It's a black and white segment about a pregnant woman who doesn't know what to do about her situation, but a killer might make the decision for her. I really like the creepy guy in this one.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part about any kind of actor, the casting of the guy that was like in the hallway and stuff.
Yeah.
And
I feel like this
use the news and stuff.
Yeah, the news reports with the blank screen, like that was cool. Good sound design. I also feel like this was like related to sightings.
Yeah, it almost seems like it would be in the same world.
Yeah.
Huh? All of them kind of do, except for the last one, I think. So, anything else to say about A Walk Home Alone?
Another really, really good, solid acting performance. The young woman that he had, basically playing the only major part in it, talking on the phone for most of it, conveyed a lot of really good emotion and conflict over what she was dealing with.
Yeah, he's shown some promise with these, I think, as far as, if he had the budget to make a whole movie, through a independent company that could finance him, something like that. I think that he could do some cool stuff. So, Placebo, also black and white. A young woman wants plastic surgery. This one's really short.
This one was my favorite.
That one's your favorite one? Yeah. I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Based on the imagery and stuff like
and
that.
It's super. It's even in like the 2.5 minutes that it is. It's fucking disorienting, which is what he was going for. Because there was a sort of insanity component to what was happening.
Yeah.
And you definitely feel like you're going crazy with this person when things are happening.
I think that also, like, based on some of these, like especially that one, I think he'd be really good like music video director.
Oh yeah, for sure.
With those kind of images and stuff flashing back. So, yeah, that one was Placebo. And then the last one that he sent us over was something called Something Scary.
Mm-hmm.
A Twitch style streaming gamer girl tests the beta of a new game called Something Scary, but it's more than it seems.
It's something scary.
It's something actually scary.
Yeah.
This was my least favorite.
Mine
just
too.
because it's the crutch of the you see a lot of it in most like lower budget horror movies as far as the the on camera like unfriended kind of shit,
found footage kind
of gamer related or webcam related thing. Yeah. People talking to each other in Skype and shit like that.
I don't know if it was intentional or not, but the character in this one was annoying. What the bleep? I just bleeped myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was. It was still. I mean, it was.
Even still, it was pretty good though.
It was a good take on the whole like you're being watched trope.
Yeah.
Like it was definitely rooted in tropes, but he still did good work with it, and I like the way that he did the video game because obviously making films the way that he does, he's not going to have the budget to actually have a mini video game programmed. So the way that he did the video game, because it's like the Slender Man game where you're walking through the woods trying to find things. He probably just went out to the woods with his camera and filmed everything, and then put an effect on it to make everything look digitized.
Yeah,
and then I thought that was pretty creative.
Yeah, definitely. So. All in all, I really like the music and the concepts of these shorts.
Yeah, his music's great.
Yeah, the music, both the scores and even he has like some soundtrack.
But it would be better if he used some of mine.
Yeah, so Andrew Robinson, Dom has some music available for you to use.
I do.
Hit him up. He'll donate it to you for a good cause. We got to pay him. Pay him below the belt.
We can work on that.
You got to pay him below the belt.
We can work that out. I have my prices, and they involve
everybody's got a price.
Chocolate
for Dom. They involve chocolate.
The million Hershey's Kisses man. That's me.
Can I be your Virgil?
Yes, you can.
So he shows his promise as a director. If you give him a budget for a feature-length film, I think he can do pretty good.
Yeah.
So keep at it, Andrew.
I think what he's doing, the way he's doing this is very smart because he's showing that he's capable as a filmmaker on a micro budget doing these mini pictures, and it's sort of like building a little resume so that he could eventually show this to someone who could.
Yeah, and even just sending these, some of these shorts might be enough to impress somebody to get development of a feature. So
if I had money to give him and he had a good script for a feature-length movie, I would give him money based on these. Yeah,
definitely. So thank you, Andrew, for sending in your stuff. We are going to put a link for you guys in this episode to where you can watch these.
Yeah.
Because they're not screeners; they're released. So
good way to spend 15 minutes of your time.
Yeah. I was not bored.
On my lunch break.
I was not bored at all. Yeah. I like little short horror movies too. So, all right, thank you, Andrew, again, and we will be reviewing more Der Screener Schnitzel next time somebody sends us their shit.
So if you're a filmmaker and you got some stuff, send it to us. Postmortemshow@gmail.com. Send it to us on the Facebook page. Send us a messenger, an instant message. I'm fucking tired right now, man. I'm tripping over my words.
We will pull no punches.
We won't.
We will pull no punches.
If your movie sucks, we just won't review it.
That's pretty much the concept
Yeah.
that we went with, yeah. So you know what you're getting when there's screener shitzel, so. Alright, so like we said, we're keeping these first 2 segments short because we have some monster mashups.
Yeah.
And we will be getting to those right after this. Thank you guys for all your support, sharing our shit, liking our page,
Listening,
weekly,
not suing us for anything.
semi-weekly,
Getting semi-hard.
for 30 seconds once.
Yeah.
No matter how long you listen, we still support you. Unless it is just one episode, then fuck you.
Yeah.
You better run for the fucking hills.
Run through the jungle.
That's not what this is about. What this is about is we have now started the official Facebook group of the Postmortem Show.
Go on Facebook, look up Postmortem Show Horror Movie Podcast for a chance to share your favorite horror memes with us and occasionally be shit-talked by me.
That's probably accurate.
Yeah, I've already done it once.
Yeah, guys, join the group. We have thousands of listeners to the show. Right now, the group only has about 300 members.
Yeah.
So please add yourself. Please share it. Share it with the world.
Yeah. Just don't say stupid
Let
ass
us
racist
into your
shit.
lives. Let us into your lives.
Yeah. Open
You want to
yourself
talk to
wide.
me?
Open
You wanna
yourself
talk
to
Dom?
us.
You want to talk to Biff?
We
My
will
soon
put
to be one-eared Biff.
we will put Biff on the computer if that's what you want.
We're gonna have an official event in the group. It's gonna be Facebook Live Q&A with Biff, and I'm just gonna put Biff on Facebook Live, sitting there, and he'll answer all your questions.
Maybe we could do it as like a video chat thing.
Yeah, so that's official Facebook group, Postmortem Show Horror Movie Podcast. Please join. Please share it with your friends. And we're back with Monster Mashups 2.0.
Monster Mashups Part 2, Erection Boogaloo.
Erection Boogaloo. These monster mashups have become near and dear to our heart after the course of the Postmortem Show and have gotten us a lot of listener feedback.
Yeah.
A lot of people talk about these episodes still. Same with the Create a Killer and those kind of things. So
For these, we do basically crossovers of horror and non-horror movies and how they would work together.
And a lot of times they can be intentionally bad.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah. or wildly inappropriate, like everything else on this show.
Of course. So, speaking of wildly inappropriate and ridiculous, I'll start us off this time.
All right.
My number 5 is entitled Pee-wee's Big Trouble in Little China. An asexual man-child searches Chinatown when his friend Cowboy Curtis, as played by Lawrence Fishburne, is kidnapped by ninjas. He runs into an all-American trucker named Jack Burton who must team up to save that homosexual black cowboy, a damsel in distress, and even Chinatown itself from the terror of a spoiled rich Chinese boy named Francis Lo Pan. And played by the guy who played Francis.
Floating around in a
Just
bathtub.
everyone acts like he's Chinese.
He's got a Fu Manchu.
Yeah, and everything. Francis Lo Pan. And I would direct it with a team of John Carpenter and Tim Burton.
Wow.
Pee-wee's Big Trouble in Little China.
Nice.
So that's a Pee-wee Herman's Big Adventure. And
Yep.
Big Trouble in Little China crossover if you didn't get that.
Yeah, I got it. All right.
Gotta save that all-American homosexual black cowboy.
Yeah. Those are my favorite people right there.
Cowboy Curtis.
Hooey! All right. Steve Buscemi, John Goodman, and Jeff Bridges star as Donnie, Walter, and the Dude, a trio of dysfunctional bowling buddies who get pulled into a strange conspiracy involving a rich businessman, a gang of German nihilists, and a rug that really ties the room together. As Walter and the Dude find themselves buried deeper and deeper in strange happenings, Donnie has a near-death experience and realizes that he's seen all of this before. That he now has developed the ability to see through time and calculate the cause and effect connections of various actions before they even take place. Donnie tries to warn his friends away from their actions and the terrible consequences, but is repeatedly disregarded and told to shut the fuck up. Knowing that he has all of the answers, but nobody will
You're
listen.
like a small child that happens upon a conversation.
Knowing that he has all of the answers, but nobody believes him, Donnie starts to slip into madness. Unable to differentiate between visions of the future, hallucinations, and current reality, all this comes to a head when Donnie realizes that he must sacrifice himself to end the collapsing time loop and save his friends in You're Out of Your Element, Donnie Darko.
You're out of your element, Donnie Darko. I love it. Donnie needed more screen time anyway.
That's right.
And that rug really did tie the room.
It did.
All right, my number 4 is Wes Craven presents The Serpent and the Reading Rainbow.
I love it already.
LeVar Burton stars as a reading advocate who travels to Haiti to teach kids how to read. He runs afoul of a voodoo priest, also played by Lawrence Fishburne in Cowboy Curtis costume, who leads an army of voodoo drug-induced zombies to burn down the town's library. Just take a look. It's in a book. The Serpent and the Reading Rainbow. Reading Rainbow.
Nice.
Directed by the Haitian voodoo risen zombie corpse of Wes Craven.
Is he in blackface?
In blackface as well. Yeah, Cowboy Curtis, Lawrence Fishburne, becoming a Haitian voodoo priest.
Yeah.
You know.
After he gets kidnapped by Francis Lopan and learns the ways of sorcery.
And I don't think LeVar Burton ever got his time to shine.
No.
You know, he's in Star Trek in the background. He had his Reading Rainbow. Yeah. This is his vehicle.
Ricky Ruffin was telling me at the last SenCal show that LeVar Burton was in a horror movie in the 80s.
Was it called The Serpent and the Reading Rainbow?
It should have been. Yeah, so I'm going to try and find that movie and watch it because I'm sure it's fantastic.
So if you guys, maybe some of our younger listeners will have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about, but there's a public access show kind of like Sesame Street called The Reading Rainbow.
He's bringing it back, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
They should do it for Netflix. I'd have my kids
that would be great. I think he's looking for a producer right now.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But it was just a stupid show where they read, and he was just
LeVar Burton talking
very
about
flamboyant,
books.
And yeah. I'm sure he's had a lot of serpents in his day, so
and a lot of rainbows.
A lot of rainbows. Yeah. All I see is serpents and rainbows.
Serpent and the Rainbow
is
actually a euphemism for butt sex in Gaiety.
Gaiety.
All right.
Just take a look. It's in a book.
That's right.
The Serpent and the Reading Rainbow.
Chuck Norris stars as a descendant of the Sawyer clan who tries to escape his family's dark history by studying martial arts and becoming a Texas Ranger. When a dangerous cartel threatens the safety of the people he has sworn to protect and traditional methods of law enforcement fail, Chuck has to turn back to his familial tradition and set the wrong things right. Killing a low-level drug runner and donning his skin as a mask, Chuck chainsaws and roundhouse kicks his way through the criminal underworld in a gory bloodbath of Texas-style justice. When the cartel bosses get sick of his shit and attempt to overwhelm him with sheer numbers, Chuck calls on his family for backup. And when the Sawyers get their hands on a massive, intercepted cocaine shipment, they bring the cartel to an end in an orgy of saw blades and cannibalism that proves too much for even the iron will of Chuck Norris to resist in Leatherface, Texas Ranger.
Walker, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's pretty awesome. Well, we're powering through these. This is going to be a short episode.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we're really powering through our monster mashups this round. I have a lot of honorable mentions, but I was going to talk to you about this. Maybe instead of honorable mentions, we can do a preview.
Okay.
We can tell a couple that are going to be on Monster Mashups 3.
I don't have any honorable mentions.
You don't have any,
huh?
Yeah. So you can wing some.
Yeah, I used my brain power this weekend.
You've exceeded your brain power for the week. You do deal with a lot of weird stuff.
Fuck, man.
I wish we could talk about it.
I wish we could.
Yeah. Damn it.
Goddamn HIPAA.
Something we can talk about that's also just as weird is the new movie coming out called Hellraising Arizona. Nicolas Cage stars as a strange, poofy-haired loser who steals a baby to make his trailer-trash wife happy. What they don't know is the baby's rattle is actually a puzzle box that unleashes Cenobites led by Pinhead, also played by Nicolas Cage. Hilarity ensues as Nicolas Cage tries to bumble his way towards sealing the gateway to hell and saving his wife and child, who are also both played by Nicolas Cage.
Definitely Nicolas Cage as the baby.
As the baby, yeah. As the wife, as Pinhead, as Butterball. This is the Nicolas Cage vehicle here.
Yeah.
Hell Raising Arizona.
Nice.
Have you ever seen Raising Arizona?
Oh, yeah, it's a great movie.
Yeah, with his big poofy hair.
Yeah.
And he's just such a fucking super redneck. But, yeah. Lay Cage. Lay Cage. Hell Raising Arizona. Coming to a theater.
The sheer amount of yelling that would be in that movie.
Directed by the Coen brothers.
Music legend Prince stars as a talented yet troubled musician who escapes his troubled home life by befriending Arthur Denker, played by Ian McKellen, his elderly neighbor who is also a fugitive Nazi war criminal. While Denker attempts to convert Prince to the ethos of Nazism, Prince ultimately flips the script on Denker and helps him to realize that he always secretly wanted to be an androgynous post-racial funk icon, and that he was using Nazism to cover up for his insecurities. Prince and Denker form a blouse and eyeshadow wearing funk band called the Funk Reich, which takes over the local music scene while using tight bass lines and extremely violent curb-stomping tactics to stop the machinations and backstage politicking of rival band Morris Day and the Time in Apt Purple.
Apt Purple. I love it. Purple Rain, Apt Pupil. What can go wrong?
Yeah, well, what can go wrong with Prince trying to be converted to Nazism?
You know
I mean, he
what?
was a Jehovah's Witness. That's like 2 steps away already.
I could tell you something that can go wrong with a perfectly good concept.
Yeah?
That's more Nicolas Cage. Just when you think you're done with him, he will rise again. Because this summer, Nicolas Cage stars in H.P. Lovecraft's Necronomicon Air. A miskatonic medical student accidentally kills a man who was trying to rape his wife. When sentenced to prison, he befriends a man named Howard Phillips, played by Bruce Campbell. During a large prisoner transfer on an airplane, the plane flies through a portal to another dimension where ancient and hideous creatures await them. After the plane crashes, the unlikely duo must battle unspeakable evil and find a book that can take them back to their own dimension. Necronomicon Air.
I want to see this movie, especially if
Directed by Brian Yesna.
if John Malkovich plays every single Lovecraftian entity. each individual tentacle on Cthulhu's face has John Malkovich's face. Multiple. Each sucker on the tentacle is John Malkovich's face.
I'm okay with that. I don't know. I don't see the why they tie together, but I'm okay with that.
Wasn't he one of the bad guys in Con Air? Wasn't he one of the prisoners?
Was he? Who was the pedophile guy?
I think that was him.
That was John Malkovich.
Yeah.
Okay, well then I completely forgot that. Being Nicolas Cage. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, he is the guy, the crazy guy. So yeah, I like Con Air.
Oh yeah, it's a great
Stupid
movie.
as fuck, but you're number one.
Are we hurt?
Before we get to your number one,
I got my number 2 actually.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're number 2.
Sylvester Stallone stars as Rocky Balboa, a once famous boxer whose life has fallen on hard times after several head injuries and the death of his wife. One stormy night, while driving to a boxing match that has the potential to rejuvenate his career, Rocky's car breaks down and he must seek refuge in a creepy old mansion inhabited by the sexually deviant transvestite alien Dr. Frankenfurter, portrayed by Tim Curry, and his equally strange and seedy assortment of minions. It turned out that Dr. Frank set the whole thing up to lure Rocky to his mansion in order to steal his genetic material, see also his jizz, and use it to develop the perfect army of gay sex slaves to take over the world. Slowly but surely, Dr. Frank uses his powers of manipulation and seduction to break down Rocky's will, growing ever closer to the moment that he can steal the boxer's seed. Will Rocky be able to rely on his iron fists and fading wits to survive, or will he discover his latent homosexuality and give in to Dr. Frank, thus actively playing a role in undoing the very moral fabric of society? And what about the floor show? Find out in the rollicking sex-charged musical, The Rocky Balboa Picture Show.
Do-do-do, do-do-do.
Hey, let's do the time warp again.
I have the time warp.
I have the time warp. Dun, 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 dun.
I have the time warp. All right, my number 1 is Lego, a Serbian film. It's just a shot-for-shot remake of a Serbian film with CGI Legos.
I'm down with it.
Lego, a Serbian film. We've created a new genre. Newborn Lego porn.
Newborn Lego porn. Wow.
A lot of red tape to get that made.
Yeah, for real. I mean, I don't see the people who made a Serbian film having a problem with it so much. But
Yeah.
Stephen Byro, let's get on this.
So before you say your number one, since you don't have some honorable mentions, and I have some, we're running a little shorter than I thought I would. So, with this, we're going to use some of my honorable mentions, and we'll just wing a plot together.
Okay.
Because I can always come up with more. We can always come up with
Right.
more. That's a good thing about Monster Mashups. There's an infinite number of horror movies and non-horror movies.
Oh, yeah.
So, after you do your number one, we'll go ahead and fire off some on-the-spot plots. I'll give you some titles, and we'll come up with the plots.
All right, get those juices flowing.
Yeah.
All right, my number one first. The Yatuja, commonly known as predators, are an alien race who travel the galaxy, hunting other species for sport, who pride themselves on being the greatest killers in the galaxy. They've been to Earth many times before, taking on paramilitary outfits, criminal organizations, and even xenomorphs. But now, a predator returns to our planet to meet the ultimate prey. Kevin McAllister. A young boy who on 2 separate occasions took on armed adults using nothing but his wits and skill for setting traps. The predator comes to Earth in the modern day, finding an adult Kevin, played by the skeletal Macaulay Culkin, a shell of his former self. The frequent neglect and abandonment by his parents has given Kevin some serious issues, which he drowns in heroin and booze. Disappointed, but not about to return to his homeworld empty-handed, the predator breaks the wet bandits out of prison and points them in Kevin's direction to seek their revenge. All the while, the predator hopes that the return of the wet bandits will spark a fire under Kevin to return him to his old trap-setting ways. The predator's plan works too well, however, and a deep-seated viciousness surfaces in Kevin, which causes him to brutally murder the wet bandits once and for all, igniting a bloodlust in Kevin that has him forgo heroin for all-out murder. The predator returns months later to find that Kevin has rigged up an abandoned warehouse with various deadly traps and Rube Goldberg machines of death, which he uses to torture and kill local vagrants and prostitutes. This deadly obstacle course sets the ground for the final battle of Kevin versus Predator.
Did you see the clip of Macaulay Culkin came to Joey Ryan's bar wrestling down in L.A.?
Yeah.
And he caused them to win through Home Alone
Yeah.
gimmicks?
Yeah.
Home Alone weapons?
That was pretty cool.
Their pro wrestling show?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, yeah. And he looked like he was so fucked up.
Yeah. I don't know if he's still on drugs or not, but they definitely ravaged him.
So, it's time for our on-the-fly monster mashups, where we're going to combine these two movies. I'm going to give you a title here,
Okay.
and you can kind of spout some stuff off, and I'll kind of ad-lib with you. So our first one, Soylent Fried Green Tomatoes. I see some old ladies.
Yeah,
in a house.
definitely some Jessica Tandy.
Yeah, a little bit of Jessica Tandy.
A little bit of
Jessica Tandy makes me Randy. Yeah, so you got Soylent Green is people.
Yeah.
Got some old ladies.
Some cannibal
Talking
old
about
ladies.
their upbringing.
Yeah.
I see a little bit of old woman on woman, old lady on old lady cannibalism.
Yeah, definitely some of that. Like they have to talk about their backgrounds, and then after each one of them finishes their story, they die mysteriously.
They tell the sad story of someone getting hit by a train only to be eaten by the rest of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Soylent Fried Green Tomatoes coming to a theater near you. The Fast and the Furious Night of the Living Dead.
Well, I mean, Paul Walker.
Paul Walker stars in Fast and the Furious Night of the Living Dead.
When hell is full, Paul Walker returns, and he's a walker like Walking Dead. So
Yeah.
Paul the Walker.
It writes itself.
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
This is more of a... I didn't put it on my top 5 because it's kind of a TV one. Little House in the Mouth of Madness.
That would be good.
Yeah. Lovecraftian stories in the prairie.
Yeah, Sutter Kane giving moralistic lessons about old women killing their husbands and breaking all their bones. And
So we did our Behind the Mask screening,
Yeah.
We've been working with Danny, trying to help them out and stuff. We've got to interview the cast and stuff. Well, they've all joined. They've all confirmed on with this new picture that I'm trying to get produced. You want to know what it's called? Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Nielsen.
Wow.
I will play Leslie Nielsen.
Get yourself a white wig.
OJ is out of prison.
Yeah.
So he is available.
Yeah, he is. I'm sure he's not doing much right now.
Remember that scene when he just gets constantly fucked up and hurt over and over?
Launched out of the wheelchair and all that.
I love the Naked Gun. The Lost Boys in the Hood.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that seems like it could actually
I mean, that's modern vampires right there. You know?
Pretty much, yeah. It's already been made.
Vampire Crypts and all that.
How Angela from Sleepaway Camp got her groove back. She's middle-aged. She meets a young brother at the club. She gets her groove back.
And he gets the salami.
All right. Tales from the Crypt, Demon Night at the Roxbury.
What is love?
Baby, don't hurt me.
Yeah, I'm sure we can get Chris Kattan for that. I don't even know who the other guy is, so... Chris Kattan and the Crypt Keeper doing the head bobbing.
No, it's Will Ferrell.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's busy. He's doing shit right now.
What about Kindergarten Maniac Cop?
It's not a tumor. It'll show up in your jacuzzi.
This is both a ice cream restaurant pun and a parody of an existing movie, but Baskin and Robin. The crazy midget with the key on his head.
And fucking Chris O'Donnell.
And Chris O'Donnell opened an ice cream store.
Yeah.
Live happily ever after.
and fight crime through the power of fucking women dressed like goats.
They open a Cold Stone franchise. They're just working the desk, him with his little eye mask thing, and the guy from Baskin. The crazy Turkish guy.
You want birthday cake in your ice cream?
Starship Super Troopers.
Oh. Yeah, that'd be good.
Broken Lizard presents Starship Super Troopers.
Yeah. We're gonna have to go fight these giant brain bugs now.
All right, and I'll give you one more. The Passion of the Ernest Saves Christmas. The Passion of the Christ. Technically a horror movie.
Yeah.
Passion of the Ernest Saves Christmas.
Nailing Ernest to the cross.
Jim Varney stars as Jesus Christ. And also Ernest. He's wearing the Ernest hat and vest.
Jesus P. Worrell.
Jesus P. Worrell's getting nailed to the cross in the hat and vest as Rimshot looks on and stabs him with a spear. So that's it for this round of Monster Mashups. We hope you enjoyed them. We will be coming back for some more Monster Mashups in the future. Maybe we'll even flesh out some of these ones that I didn't talk about. I had some more honorable mentions, but I don't want to bust all my nuts.
That's right. That's right. You got to save some of that load. All right. Well, to all of our listeners, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Yule, Happy whatever you want to call it.
Yule log.
It's Stool log. Because,
Merry Bithmas.
Yeah. Because there's a war on Christmas. And in that war, I don't know. It's fucking stupid.
Merry Bithmas.
Yeah. So, I guess, as H.P. Lovecraft once said...
Just take a look. Say no.
As he took a look. Because it was in a book. The Necronomicon. If it smells like fish...
Throw the fucker back.
I think H.P. Lovecraft would be really, really angry if he had to hang out with LeVar Burton.
I think so, too.
Who is this black man?
Why is he on the television? You know what? I think that if Reading Rainbow was solely H.P. Lovecraft stories, though...
That would be great.
All right, you guys. We'll see you next week. Motherfucker back.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. I can go anywhere, friends to know and ways to grow, a reading rainbow. I can be anything. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow.